Hi, welcome to Intuitive Moon Tarot. This is Jen. I have a pick a card reading for you today. We are going to be asking, what do they want? There are two decks for you to select from, deck A or deck B. And you do want to go where you're very first intuitively drawn. You don't want to spend too much time on this or overthink it. It's very helpful if you can close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths, bring this person to the front of your mind, and ask the universe and your spirit guides for some guidance and clarification into what it is that they want. Okay, you guys, if you need more time, go ahead and pause the video and take all the time you need. For the rest of you, I'm going to go ahead and get started. For those of you that are just now tuning in, I know you're really eager to get your messages, so I promise to keep this short and sweet, but I do need to give you a quick reminder before we get started that these are general messages. So there's absolutely no way for me to guarantee that every general message will resonate with every single person that watches this video every time. Please just take what feels good to you in your soul, what resonates with your story and what's helpful to you, and leave the rest for somebody else. We really don't want to try to force these storylines to fit when they're not fitting, as that's really counterproductive and won't be helpful to you in the long run. I do have a lot of videos on my channel, and most of them are not time restricted. So we do have twin flame readings, soulmate readings, element readings, tons of pick a card readings, general messages from the universe. There's a wide variety there for you to select from. So if you felt drawn to me and you feel inspired to do so, I always recommend that you subscribe to the channel and take a look at the other videos that are already on there. And if you feel drawn to or inspired by any of those videos, I would recommend watching those to see if you can't get a message there for you as well. With all of that being said, I appreciate your patience, and let's get started. Deck A. We have Sacred Space, King of Swords, Five of Pentacles, and the Sun card. So give me just a minute to look over these cards and see what messages I'm getting and what I'm feeling. Right off the bat, I just keep hearing, the truth will set you free. So I don't know who that's meant for. I don't know if you're withholding some kind of truth from this person, or if this person is withholding some truth from you, or if maybe you know the truth about a situation or a person, but you're refusing to see it. The truth will set you free. And this doesn't have to be deception. It doesn't have to be deception or secrets. This can even just be withholding your true feelings, your true emotions from this other person, or them withholding their true feelings and their emotions from you, which may just be why you find yourself here, because there's a lack in clarification and clarity here. When we look at the King of Swords talks a lot about, this is an air energy, so you could be dealing with an air sign. Doesn't have to be, they could have air in their chart, or they could just be taking on this energy, or you could. These energies can go vice versa. Since this is a general reading, it's really hard to pinpoint who's who. But what I'm seeing here, somebody is seeking mental clarity, and somebody is feeling left out in the cold. The Five of Pentacles in tarot, a lot of tarot readers associate this card with feeling left out in the cold. This can also talk about financial poverty or distress, things of that nature. But I'm kind of feeling like somebody feels left out in the cold. And that doesn't have to be physically. That can be, maybe this connection has gone cold, or you've gone cold to this person, or vice versa. And somebody's just feeling disconnected and left out. If that's not the case, for you or for the other party that you're dealing with. The only other thing I'm really seeing here is a possibility that somebody has a fear of being left out in the cold. So it's kind of like they're stopping themselves from sharing their full, true emotions with you because they're afraid that if they do that, that they will be left out in the cold or they'll be rejected. So they're kind of, it's like they want clarity, they want truth, they want to share their feelings and emotions with you, but they don't want to be rejected or left out in the cold, so they're kind of holding themselves back. That's for some of you. For others of you, somebody has cut you out. Somebody has cut you out, somebody is being very emotionless, very much in their air energy, they're just intellectual, kind of standing their ground. You can see this king is not, and it could be king, queen, it doesn't matter. It's just an energy, and we all have masculine and feminine energy. So just take what resonates. But this is a very emotionless card. I mean, it's just standing my ground. This is the way things need to be, right? But that may be a facade. You may feel that somebody cut you out. If this other party cut you out in some way, or just cut off that emotional connection that you had, or is not sharing their emotions or their truth with you, and has kind of left you feeling isolated or out in the cold or abandoned or rejected in some sense, and you may feel like this person seems perfectly happy with that. This person is just, happy without me and moving on and not speaking to me, and so they must be okay. If that's your story, I want you to know the message that I'm getting here is that person is struggling with their emotions and even some guilt over that. And you see that here. It's like the sun is supposed to be enlightenment and happiness and warmth. But if you see the sun card, it doesn't look very happy. And you see the tear. So that may just be a facade. If you're getting that feeling, or you've been cut out from somebody's life in one way or another, and you're just trying to say, what do they want? Like, why are they doing this? And you're seeking clarity in that sense, there's a very big possibility here that they are feeling guilty. They may be afraid of this connection, or they may feel it's for the greater good that the two of you can't be together. For the others of you, you may be in a newer connection with somebody, but you're having a really hard time understanding where they're at emotionally. They may be a very logical person, or you may be in a connection with somebody already, and you just have a difficult time connecting to them on an emotional level, and you just feel really left out from that side of them. You don't feel like they're sharing that part of themselves with you. You feel like they're very logical, very cold, very to the point. And some of you maybe found out a truth or felt like you couldn't get the truth from somebody, and so you cut them out. Right? And for that group of people that's watching this, for those of you that left that person out in the cold, cut that person out of your life, they want to come out of the cold. I'm not saying that they want to necessarily reconcile and get back together, but they do want to come out of the cold with you. They do want to have some peace, some harmony with you. They want to feel like the situation can be grounded. They want to cut out the pettiness, the bitterness. They want that warmth, that ability to communicate with you clearly and warmly, and just kind of a reconnection, but it doesn't necessarily mean to get back together. For some of you, they probably do, but for a select few of you, they just want to come out of the cold. They just want to have clear, open communication. They just want to cut out any pettiness. They just want the truth, or they want to share their truth with you and be able to sit down and be open and connect to you. And this is really bothering them, for those of you that this is meant for. And the Sacred Space card, the general meaning for the Sacred Space card is more of an advice card for the person that's seeking the messages, the person that's watching this. And that is to set up a sacred space somewhere in your home. This is a space that is only for you. You're not going to share this space with anyone else. So if you have a restricted amount of space, you can just make a shelf you know, maybe a little shelf or a corner or somewhere you can go. For me personally, I like to use my bubble bath because I do have a private bathroom. And so that's kind of my space that I don't share with anybody else, where I can kind of disconnect from the world and get grounded. So, you know, wherever will work for you, this is a space where you're going to want to take things that are of significance to you. So maybe an important letter, maybe a feather, some special crystals or stones, a knickknack that was, you know, from a relative that meant a lot to you, a card, whatever it is that's sacred to you, a necklace. I have a few different things that I use. You can take your journal. These are things that are important, that make you feel grounded, that connect you to what's important in life outside of material possessions. This connects you to your true self, your higher self, your soul, right? And we want to have a candle in that space, whether it can be lit or not, it doesn't matter. It just represents the fire and the passion and from the Creator, right? And so this is a space that you do want to visit every day, even if it's only for 2 minutes. This is a space you want to visit. You want to clear your mind. You want to get grounded. You want to reconnect to what's really important to you. You want to seek out that mental clarity. And what this is kind of telling you, I know this seems a little bit off topic, but what this is telling you is that when you're in that clear state of mind and you reconnect to the things that are really important, that's going to open you up to get the answers and the clarity and the connection from this person that you want, right? Because we want to be on the same energetic wavelength to be able to connect. So once you're out of the space that you're in right now, may even be a space of feeling kind of pitiful or victimized or, you know, that kind of a sense. Or you could be in this space where you're just feeling very like, I'm sticking to my guns, I've had it, or whatever, you know. But once you can kind of remove yourself and just ground yourself and come to a more even emotional state, and really clear your mind, really reconnect to what's important to you, that's going to open up your intuition, and that's going to open you up to be more approachable for people to come to you and connect to you and share their feelings and emotions with you and their true intentions and what they want. So I think that's what this card is trying to tell you here. Also, this person may just be trying to protect, you know, their heart, protect they want to be in the sacred space, so they're kind of taking on this energy of being completely logical, disconnected from their emotions. That has you feeling a little bit left out in the cold and disconnected and confused. But deep down, it's like they want to share this warmth and this happiness with you. They want to share their emotions with you, but they're afraid. So they're trying to protect themselves, and they're trying to kind of hold back their passions, keep them tamed. So there's a lot of different messages here. I hope that's not too confusing. I just get what I get, and I don't make demands on the universe. I can't control what they give me, and I share with you what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing. So I hope that, you know, take what resonates from that and leave what doesn't for somebody else. I hope that was helpful to you. Of course, if you need some clarification or a personal reading, I'm always available to do that, and all the information is in the description box. But yeah, I am seeing that if somebody left you out, they are experiencing guilt. So no matter what kind of facade they're putting on, they are experiencing some guilt and some pain from this, but they're trying to stay grounded and logical. If you did that to somebody, they may still be trying to act like they don't care, but deep down, it is bothering them, and their true feelings and emotions are they want to come out of the cold with you. If you're in a new connection with someone and they seem a little bit disconnected, they may be fearful. They may be fearful of opening up, of sharing. You know, they might have had some things in their past that made it difficult for them to open up to you. And if that's the case, this is a time for you to kind of back off, you know, get in your own sacred space, ground yourself, reconnect to yourself, and allow them to come to you. Just be somebody who's open and loving and genuine, and be in a good space yourself so that that person energetically will feel that and be more drawn into you. All right, you guys, that's all I'm getting for now. I hope that was helpful to some of you. I appreciate you joining me today. Leave me comments, likes, let me know my energy is appreciated so I know to continue to do these readings for you. And check out all the other videos on the channel. They're not time restricted, so there might be other messages for you. Love and light. For those of you that are just now tuning in, I know you're really eager to get your messages, so I promise to keep this short and sweet, but I do need to give you a quick reminder before we get started that these are general messages. So there's absolutely no way for me to guarantee that every general message will resonate with every single person that watches this video every time. Please just take what feels good to you in your soul, what resonates with your story and what's helpful to you, and leave the rest for somebody else. We really don't want to try to force these storylines to fit when they're not fitting, as that's really counterproductive and won't be helpful to you in the long run. I do have a lot of videos on my channel, and most of them are not time restricted. So we do have twin flame readings, soulmate readings, element readings, tons of pick a card readings, general messages from the universe. There's a wide variety there for you to select from. So if you felt drawn to me and you feel inspired to do so, I always recommend that you subscribe to the channel and take a look at the other videos that are already on there. And if you feel drawn to or inspired by any of those videos, I would recommend watching those to see if you can't get a message there for you as well. With all of that being said, I appreciate your patience and let's get started. Deck B. What do they want? We have omens. So possibly wanting to communicate something to you, message something to you. Things are going to change, slow but steady. Judgment, inner calling, absolution, rebirth, call to judgment. 9 of Cups. So wish fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. 4 of Mirrors, detachment. Let me look over these cards and just kind of see what messages I'm getting and how I'm feeling. Give me just a minute. You're welcome to kind of look over the imagery yourself and see if you're getting anything intuitively. I feel there is a possibility here that I am dealing with a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. If not, I'm dealing with someone that's kind of taking on the energy right now of a water sign. Of course, we all have air, earth, water, and fire within us, and so you might kind of be in your water energy right now. Very strong Pisces energy, but what I'm hearing right off the bat, patience. Patience and balance, emotional balance. So this person that you're seeking guidance on, I feel like they want emotional balance from you and they want a little bit of patience from you. I'm really drawn here to the 4 of Mirrors, and I'm getting a really strong intuitive feeling that this is your energy right now. Of course, this can go vice versa because these are general readings, so please just take what resonates with you. But I am kind of feeling like you might be stuck in this 4 of Mirrors energy. And to me, it's just, I mean, you look at all the fish here, the mermaid, of course, that's going to alert me to Pisces. And I'm also Pisces, so I'm a little bit biased, but, you know, they're a little bit slippery, right, with our emotions. And this energy, if you're taking on this energy in any way, it's kind of, I mean, we've got the 2 fish swimming in completely different directions. And so that's a little bit about what this card represents. When we see the 4 mirrors, and just a quick reminder, if you hear me saying he or she, please don't get caught up in the sexes of the cards. We have masculine and feminine energy in both men and women. So it's just an energy. It doesn't make any difference. Try to bear with me. But for the sake of the imagery and the card, I'm going to stick with she is a water energy card, very highly emotional card. We talk about the 4 of Mirrors, which represent security and stability. And when she's at her emotional best, she's empathetic and nurturing. All the best qualities that you would get from being in that water energy. Just deep, intuitive, loving, nurturing, very emotional, very in touch with her emotions, very feminine. This is really beautiful, nurturing, loving energy. But with that being said, at her worst, so kind of the other side of the fish there, the opposite direction, we're talking about somebody who becomes very detached, very neglectful, and even mean. This can be if you feel hurt, or if you feel anxious, or like your emotional needs aren't being met, or you're not being heard or understood, or you're just not feeling secure in your connection with somebody, you may go very quickly from being very emotional and empathetic and nurturing and loving to being very detached and even cold and mean. And this can be very confusing for this person. I feel like this person feels this way about you at this time, if this is resonating with you. If not, I have lots of other videos, so maybe check some of those out. But this is pretty clear message. A lot of times I get numerous messages, but I'm getting a very clear storyline here up until this point, that this is somebody that is kind of struggling to balance out their emotions and maybe a little bit overwhelming with their emotions. You see this turtle here. We talk about slow and steady, and this card is just kind of a huge reminder not to rush the situation. This is, more often than not, divine timing and your timing are not the same. So when we're trying to rush and speed up life experiences or relationships, we're missing really important experiences and lessons along the way that contribute to the perfect outcome, the outcome that's going to be best for our greatest good, for our long-term potential. We're missing those things if we're trying to rush things along. So whether this is like a reconciliation and you're not in contact with somebody and you're wanting things to progress, you're wanting answers now, you're wanting clarity, you're wanting to know what's going on and what's going to happen, or maybe this is a new connection you're in with somebody and you're just trying to wonder where where do you stand? You're feeling a little bit overwhelmed by emotion, you're not feeling very secure, you're kind of just feeling out of balance a little bit. But when we look at this poor turtle, it's like he's drowning. He's just being flooded with emotions, and he's drowning here a little bit. The Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. So I do feel like this person in some sense sees you as wish fulfillment. They do see you as somebody who is very beautiful or handsome or desirable and, carries a lot of the characteristics that they want in a partner. But this is kind of paired with this emotional imbalance, this kind of bipolar sense. And I totally get it because I'm a Pisces and that is my biggest struggle. So no judgment here. This is not an attack. But I have to kind of tell you what I see and what messages I get because this is meant to help you. So, and this could be the other person as well. They might kind of be bipolar with their emotions and you might be kind of confused and, you want things to balance out and be steady and, and you want to get clear messages from this person from a balanced perspective. And that may be what you're seeking from them. And if that's the case, I do see there's the potential for that happening. When we look at this energy and this card here, again, he, she, doesn't matter, but she's sending her wishes and her desires and, everything that she wants out into the universe. But she's peaceful about it. She's not under distress. She's relaxed. She's sitting here. She's set clear intentions on what it is that she truly wants. She's balanced. And she's sending this out into the universe and trusting that it's going to bring back to her what is meant for her and her greatest good, or him. So this is kind of the energy that I feel like you need to take on. I feel like what this person wants, they want to communicate with you. They want to come in. They want some kind of a change. They want to take things slow and steady. They're feeling a little bit overwhelmed by you when you're in your emotional, when you're not balanced emotionally, which happens to the best of us. Isn't that what love does, right? It just kind of throws everything out of whack and is very confusing here. I feel like this person wants stability. They want those aspects of you that you can provide. You can be empathetic and nurturing and stable. I think this person wants something that's secure, and there's just a little something missing here. When we go, 10 of Cups is ultimate fulfillment, right? It's completion of a cycle, 10. So when we're at the 9, it's like we're almost there. We're almost there. We're slow and steady. We're progressing towards something. This is rebirth, absolution. I see this person wanting everybody to be held accountable for this connection and where they're at. Like, this person wants you to be held accountable for your own emotions. They want you to be held accountable. It's like they can't be responsible to always keep your emotions in check, to always make sure that you're balanced. I think they feel a little bit overwhelmed by that responsibility. I do see the possibility that if you're in separation from somebody, that there is a desire for a rebirth, a reconciliation, starting over. You are wish fulfillment to them. But maybe they want to come in with a message, but they're waiting for things to balance. The sun and the moon are very opposite energies, but they balance each other out perfectly. And also the owl, when we talk about that, especially from the Native American sense, it represents change, also death. And it's not literal death, it's symbolic of like the ending of a cycle, a rebirth, renewal. So I'm just seeing a lot of that there. It's like they want this slow and steady and stable and secure connection where everybody's called to judgment and held accountable for their own emotions and responsible for themselves. Maybe they're the ones sending the wishes out into the universe and they're waiting, for that to come back to them. I do see that this person wants something with you, but I don't know that they necessarily feel stable with you, or like your emotions are, I feel like they feel confused. I'm just feeling a little bit flustered and confused and overwhelmed. And so that may be the problem here. And that may be how you're feeling about them. So again, if this is vice versa, don't yell at me in the comments that I, had it all confused, because this is general. So I'm just telling you what messages I'm getting, and you can take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But I do see a need for balance. I do see them they just want something secure. They want to know that if they move forward with you, if this is a new connection, or if they come back to you and try to communicate with you and bring in change and a message and a rebirth of this connection, that they're not going to be drowned out by the lack of balance in your emotions, that you're going to allow things to happen in divine timing. You're going to take accountability and responsibility for your emotions here. You're not going to detach from them every time you get upset or feel insecure or feel, you're going to have patience with them. You're going to have patience with them. You're going to balance out your emotions, and and this may just be something that they want in general. If this is someone new that you met, it might have nothing to do with you. You might not be taking on any of this energy. They may see you as a wish fulfillment. They may want to have something with you. They may want to build something that's slow and steady and stable, but they just want to know, because of even past experiences that they've had, that this is going to be something that's balanced. Maybe they dealt with somebody in the past, male or female, that was, easily detached and could kind of flip the switch on them and just kind of go overboard with emotions. And so now they're trying to tread lightly and take this slow and steady and not be overwhelmed by the emotions of this connection. So, of course, this is general, so it can go one of many ways here. But that is kind of what I'm getting, if this is resonating with you and making sense to you. I do see, a desire to message, to communicate something to you. But I kind of feel like they're also struggling looking at both sides of this. If this is somebody that you've separated with or had difficulties in the connection with, or you're kind of at a crossroads in your relationship, I do see them kind of being right in the middle, torn, like they know that something has to change. They know that a cycle has to die out. It can't continue on that way. Something has to change and die out, but they're kind of like stuck right in the middle of the dark side and the light side of this connection and moving forward. Like there's good and bad in everything. And they're just trying to balance out their emotions. They're feeling a little bit overwhelmed at the moment. They need to kind of have that rebirth, call to judgment, clear their mind, really get in touch with what it is they want, what they want long term, what wishes they want to send out into the universe. And they need to have some balance here in this connection to feel stable. They need stability and security moving forward, whether that's apart or together. So those are a few different messages. I know lots of people here are coming to me with different situations from someone that they are confused in a connection with, they're still with, they're broken up with, they just met. So I try to give a little bit of something for everyone. I hope it doesn't get too confusing for you. Please give me comments. Let me know if this is resonating with you. Likes, let me know my energy is appreciated so I know you want me to continue to do these readings for you. If you need something personal or you need additional clarification, you can always reach out to me and the information will be in the description box. But that is kind of the gist of what I'm getting here is this person wants stability, they want security, they might be a little bit torn, but I do see they do want to communicate with you. They might just still kind of be in this space of deciding which way to go. If they're coming forward towards you, it's going to be slow and steady. They might be drowned and overwhelmed in their own emotions right now and kind of trying to come in to balance and figure things out. So that's what I'm getting. I hope that was helpful. Thanks for sticking with me, and I will look forward to talking to you guys again soon. Love and light.